Guys, I need your help.
What?
What? I just lost my job at Chuck E. Cheese's. Apparently, having a criminal record makes you an ill fit to put on that stupid rat costume or something.
Oh, no, man, that sucks. Well, do you want me to hack into the federal database and erase your record for you? Wouldn't be the first time.
No, I'm over the rat race. Besides, I found a new job. Have you guys seen the new Gorgias shop they opened up on Olette? No, that doesn't even matter either. The owner happens to be an old family friend, and he wants me to come in to interview to be their, resident rhetorician.
Oh, radical, man. I hear the pay's sweet there.
Oh, it better be. But there's just one problem. I don't know what rhetoric is.
Okay, so how long do you have until the interview?
Oh, plenty of time, like 7 or 8 minutes.
We can work with that, Okay, where to begin? Are you a sociopath?
What the hell kind of question is that? No, Theodore, I am not a sociopath. Ask me that again and I'll cut you into tiny little pieces.
Listen, man, I'm only asking because one of the core foundations of rhetoric is being able to relate to your audience, and you're gonna have a hard time convincing anyone of anything if you can't empathize with them, because you're a sociopath. Wait, you're getting ahead of yourself. You can't start going into details like that without defining what rhetoric is.
Okay, what is it then?
Okay, let me think. I'll need to put it in simple terms for you, obviously. Rhetoric is the art of persuasion.
Well, that's it. I'm gonna be fine. Persuasion is my middle name. Do you really think I'd be dating Susan Sarandon if I didn't have a golden tongue?
Okay, well, there's a difference between picking up girls by telling them you invented the pogo stick or whatever crap and being a rhetorician. Man, maybe we shouldn't be teaching them this. I think he's just gonna use it for evil.
Oh, shut up, Theodore! If I don't get this job, then I'm gonna have to move back in with you, and you and me both know you don't want that. My girlfriend doesn't want that, and most importantly of all, I don't want that. You live in filth and squalor, and it is no place for someone like me.
Okay, well, going back to my earlier point, you aren't gonna be able to convince this job interview guy the same way you got your lady friend. When you're trying to convince someone, you need to use something called ethos. You've got to appeal to this person's soul, man, and come up with an argument that's going to work for them. And that's frankly not going to happen if you keep threatening to cut people up when you get pissed off. He's actually right, Rhetoric isn't about deceit. It's about logic and using the available means of persuasion to make your audience, in this case the interviewer, feel something that moves them in some way.
Should I, take my shirt off? Flex a little?
No! How are you not getting this? This man is unteachable! Wait. Do you guys remember Prudence, that super uptight chick I used to hang out with? She was always going on about doing things for the good of others, not just for yourself. Well, I think that garbage actually applies here. You can't look at rhetoric from a purely egotistical viewpoint. You need to find the difference between what you can do and what you should do.
Okay, I see what you're putting down. So, if I want to use rhetoric effectively, I've got to change my strategy for the situation at hand.
Okay. Yes, exactly, Alvin.
All right, get this. How am I supposed to know what to say in any given situation? I don't have a Swiss Army knife of persuasion at any given time.
Gotta go back to ethos, man. The soul. It always comes back to the soul. Think about it, okay? This is a job. Think about what your boss-to-be wants and play to that.
And what does my boss-to-be want?
Your boss-to-be wants to see someone who can speak eloquently and convincingly. Rhetoric doesn't begin and end with persuasion. It's about using your mind to find what must be said, as opposed to what can be said. Yeah, you're like a surgeon, okay? When you're elbow deep in blood and guts, you need to tune all that crap out and find the tumor. Do what you must to be successful and nothing more. You're not going to convince anybody of anything if you're hung up on the wrong details.
I think I'm starting to get it. I've got to make my points logically and convincingly while appealing to the audience's particular flavor of ethos.
Now you're talking, buddy. So now that you've got that, let's move on to how to spice up your arguments. Let's talk about enthymemes. Oh, I love me a good enthymeme. So if you want to help make your argument convincing, you've got to state things like a cold, hard fact, even if you have to leave out an important detail.
I don't know what that means. Are you happy? Are you happy? You've confused me with your stupidity!
Cool your jets, pal. How about we give it a couple examples and see how you feel? An enthymeme I would use to, well, I don't know, let's say, convince someone that professional sports are dumb would be, people shouldn't watch sports, because sports will make you dumb. I left out the most important part.
And that being?
Athletes are idiots. Yeah, exactly! Just like my old parole officer used to tell me not to get behind the wheel of a car when I've been drinking because I might hurt an innocent person or something.
How is that an enthymeme?
Because she insinuated the premise that hurting people is bad or whatever. She didn't say the obvious thing because she assumed that I would agree with her. It strengthens your argument when you make an audience feel like you know what they're thinking. And it worked! I haven't drunk driven in hours. Okay, we should still have a couple minutes left. What else can we talk about? Abbreviation and amplification!
Jesus, man, calm down. What the hell is that?
Okay, so, once you've broken down your argument, you need to fill it up with reinforcement. Amplification means like examples and picking when to use emphasis in your speech or demeanor, or connecting your argument to larger issues. That's always cool. And, best of all, digression.
Digression?
Yeah, it's like taking a break from the main subject and talking about something else that has a link to the topic at hand. It adds context and crap, it's awesome.
And what's the other part? Abbreviation? I certainly don't want to cut myself off too early. I have a lot of knowledgeable things to say on a lot of very interesting topics. See? I'm rhetoricing.
Right. Well, abbreviation is like the final edit in a paper. Remove things you've already said and keep things concise and to the point so you're always moving. Let me sum it up for you in 10 points, okay? 1. Take your subject and break it into its parts. 2. Put it all back together. 3. Rehearse every detail right from the beginning, not just the outcome or verdict. 4. Amplification. 5. Predicating on as many points as possible related to the subject. 6. Accumulate proof and reasoning. 7. Use the commonplaces. 8. You gotta have some illustrious examples. I'm talking about some beautiful examples right there, okay? 9. Got your maxims. You need short, concise truths sprinkled in there. And 10. Elaboration.
This is great stuff, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, whatever, man.
You alright, man? You seem kind of put off all of a sudden.
Well, I've been thinking about what Simon said about that prudence babe, and I don't think you should get the job.
Oh, you don't think, huh. Well, I don't seem to remember any of us asking for your paint-sniffing, brain-dead opinion.
Hey, let's keep things civil, come on. What does this have to do with prudence, Theo? Well, like, doing the right thing for others, and it's kind of the responsibility of a rhetorician to be using rhetoric for good, and well, I think the prudent thing here would be allowing for someone more deserving to get the job. Like, this isn't the White House, The BS that Alvin will be spewing to people dumb enough to believe it might actually cause some harm. Sometimes in rhetoric you have to know when to be silent, and I think this is one of those times.
Oh, the only silence you'll experience is the eternal blackness of death when I strangle you to death with my own 2 hands. You are filth and scum, and I cannot believe I came to you for help. Ooh. I have an interview to get to. Thank you for nothing!
Yeesh. Maybe you were right, Theo. I am scared for whoever comes to him for rhetorical matters. I bet he's gonna get the job. He won't. He won't? Why do you think that? Because I already got it. What? How did you manage that? I thought the interview was a family friend. How did you get the job? Well, I just so happened to be at that Gorgias place a few days ago, and I struck up a conversation with the owner and got the job. And then he told me to email all the interviewees and tell them the position was filled. Well, then why the hell does Alvin still think he has an interview? Oh, he's kind of a jerk, so I thought I'd teach him a lesson. I sent him an email pretending to be his old family friend, and I told him to meet him in a shady part of town. When he gets there, he's probably going to get mugged and beat up. Lesson learned. What exactly is the lesson? I'm so glad you asked, my friend. You see, in this crazy world, there are so many lies and falsehoods around. Rhetoric gives us the tools to see through the fog of misinformation by using prudence and eloquence. From there, it's just a matter of spicing up your speech and delivering it well to your fellow man. Rhetoric. Some say it isn't an art. I say it's a whole lot more. Right. And what does that have to do with getting mugged? Oh, don't go into that part of town without a gun.